What is up, everybody? Welcome to a Thursday edition of The Squeeze. I am your host, Tyler Conium. Good night last night. I discussed yesterday on the podcast about how I want to start tracking all the bets, and I think what makes the most sense, instead of doing it cumulatively between the videos and Twitter and everything, is just to give you the record and stuff of the videos. And if you want to get the rest, you can follow me on Twitter there at Tyler Conium, because I feel like there are some people who watch these videos that aren't on Twitter, so it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense for me to talk about every day is 3 picks. To talk about 3 picks, and then all of a sudden I give you a record that's like 6-4 for the day and all these different units, and it kind of skews it a little bit. So I think that's what I'm going to do going forward, especially into the new year. And I will have a proper tracking system that goes week by week, month by month, and then into the future as well. So last night we went 2-1, up 0.85 units. Phoenix got clobbered, so we missed it on that one. Missouri, where I had +3, I did say I think they were going to win that basketball game, and they did. They did beat Kentucky. And then we also had, what was the other one? Oh, Boston Bruins. The Bruins beat the New Jersey Devils, so we went 2-1, up 0.85 units, so we just kind of lost the juice there because I didn't do a full, didn't bet the juice on the Boston Bruins game. So 2-1 this week, up 0.85 units. For those of you who are interested, this podcast is now on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify, an audio-only version. So if you do want to subscribe over there and you don't have time to necessarily watch the video every day, or you'd rather listen on the road, what have you, it's on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. I post those links on my Twitter, but you can just search The Squeeze or search Tyler Conium on those platforms, and they are there. Another 3 bets today. We've got 2 NBA bets and 1 NFL bet. I'm going to start in the NFL with a little bit of a teaser. Tonight is the Dallas Cowboys going up against the Tennessee Titans. And because I'm changing the lines, I'm going to just tell you what the lines are right now. Right now, the Dallas Cowboys are -13.5, and the over is around 40, give or take, depending on where the books are. So I'm just going to change that a little bit so we can parlay it up, get some odds here. I'm teasing Dallas down to -6.5, and for it to be over 33.5. That brings us to -112. That is at FanDuel. The Dallas Cowboys are 11-4. The Titans are 7-8. I've been waiting for the Tennessee Titans to sort of get right, and people have been predicting they will get right for a while. They haven't, and they're not going to have Derrick Henry tonight. They have, I think, 8 or 9 starters out of the game tonight. This is not going to be the game that they get right. So this actually sort of changes my mind. I made this bet last night. I'd probably make it a little bit different if it was today, knowing that Derrick Henry is not playing. But when you look at the over and the under, Dallas is over in their last 5 games. They're over in their last 5 following an ATS win. They're over in their last 4 after scoring more than 30 points. And their over is 7-0 in the last 5 following a straight-up win. Okay, so they're playing over like crazy. When you look at Tennessee in terms of against the spread, they're 0-4. 0-4-1 ATS in their last 5, 0-3-1 in their last 4 following a loss, 0-4 in their last 4 on grass. I don't know why that's even a thing, but it is what it is. Road team, which is Dallas tonight, is 4-0 ATS in their last 4. So, all signs sort of point to this being a Dallas Cowboys win, probably pretty decisive. The Thursday games have been traditionally a little bit more scoring, so that's why I like to bring it down to 33.5, and a 16 to or a 20-15 win gets us there, which I think is definitely possible. Dallas is 8-6 to the over. Tennessee is 5-10, but I have no problems with the 6.5. I think the Cowboys definitely win this game by a touchdown, and I think that the two teams can combine to get there. When you look at the last few games for Tennessee, they've scored 14, 14, 22. If they score in and around the 14-15 range, which will be tough without Derrick Henry, granted, but if they can score in and around that range, I think Dallas is going to put up a ton of points. Dallas might push the over by themselves, basically, the way things are going, so that will be interesting. So Dallas -6.5. Over 33.5, that brings us to -112 at FanDuel. We're laying the juice, 1.12 units there. Switching to the NBA, we'll save the big matchup for the third bet today. Let's talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder at the Charlotte Hornets. I've been a big fan of Oklahoma this year. I've bet a lot on Oklahoma. It hasn't gone so well, but they are 21-13 ATS this season. They're 20-14 to the over. They're playing at Charlotte. As you can see, I'm wearing this old Hornets warm-up. But Charlotte's 9-26. They're not great. They're 4-11 at home, while Oklahoma City is 5-11 on the road. I like Oklahoma City to win this basketball game. They're plus money. Right now, they're plus 105 at Bet365 just on the money line. And I love that. They're 15-19. They're the better basketball team. They've won 4 of their last 5 games. Their only loss was against New Orleans. That was a 128-125 overtime loss. They've recently just coming off a 130-114 win against San Antonio. When you look at Charlotte, they're sort of the other way. They've lost 3 of their last 4. They're coming off a 110-105 loss at Golden State, where the Warriors are without most of their starting lineup. Thunder is 5-0 ATS in their last 5 after scoring more than 125 points. Thunder is 9-1-1 ATS in their last 11 following a straight-up win, and the over is 8-1 in their last 9 games, so they are scoring a lot of points. The Hornets are 1-5 ATS in their last 7 versus a team with a losing record. When you look at the injuries, no notable injuries for the Oklahoma City Thunder. On the flip side for Charlotte, Oubre is doubtful, Richards is out. They're struggling with injuries a little bit, and I just think the Oklahoma City can come in. They can take this game in Charlotte because the Hornets just aren't a very good team, and you're getting plus money to do it just on the money line. I like those odds a lot, so I'm going to take the Oklahoma City Thunder on the money line, plus 105 at Bet365. Shop around for this one a little bit because they are, I think, minus 105 at a lot of places too. And our last bet of the day, marquee matchup in the NBA, it's the LA Clippers at Boston to take on the Celtics. This should be a great game. When you look at the injury report as of now, no injuries to report for the Clippers, which means George should play, which means Kawhi Leonard should be playing. For Boston, Gallinari, you have Pritchard, who's probable for tonight. So you're really going to have these teams basically at full strength. And I do not want to touch a side on this one. LA is 21-15. Boston is 25-10. These are 2 great teams. Clippers have won 4 of their last 5. You look at Boston, they've won 3 in a row after coming off a 3-game losing streak. So this should be a great basketball game. I'm very excited to watch. It's a nice 7:30 Eastern start, which is good. So instead, I'm just going to pick under. Okay, so this line is at 227.5. It's minus 110 for the over. It's minus 110 for the under. So this is going to be a pick'em game on the total, and I like this game to go under. So the Clippers are 21-15 to the under on the season. Boston is 18-16 to the over, so sort of even. And what's interesting is when you dig into the trends, the over is 4-0 in the Clippers' last 4. The over is 4-0 in their last 4 after scoring 100 points. When you look at Boston, over is 6-1 in their last 7 Thursday games. And when you look at the verses, the over is 4-1 in their last 5. So you might say, okay, well, why are we not betting the trend? Why are we not betting the over? And this is why you got to dig a little bit deeper into the stats, because when you look at all those overs and what those totals were, so the Clippers' last game, the line 219. Detroit 222. At Philly, 215. The last time that the over-under was set above 227 was December 21st when they played Charlotte, and that did go over, but that was, a blowout against Charlotte. And then when you look at Boston, you're seeing sort of the same trend. So 229, that went over. 227 went under. 229 over by 1 point. Then it was 232 under. 223 under. 225 under. So even though that these teams have been playing over games, the totals have been much lower than the 227.5. So especially with these teams at full strength, with Kawhi, with George, Tatum, you're going to see a lot of defense in this game. I think this is a big test for both teams who are playing very well. So I like for this to be a closely contested defensive matchup and for this game to go over the 227.5 total. So let's just run back down the card. We've got an NFL teaser for the Thursday nighter. I like Dallas minus 6.5 and then over 33.5 for a minus 112 teaser at FanDuel. I like the Oklahoma City Thunder on the money line at Charlotte for plus 105. That's at Bet365. And lastly, at BetMGM, I like the Clippers and Boston to go under 227.5. As always, drop a comment if you're fading or following. Follow me on Twitter at Tyler Conium for more picks and props throughout the day. And again, these are now on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. So let's watch sports, let's talk sports, let's listen to sports, and let's have a good day.